Welcome to another episode of Ruff Talk VR, a weekly podcast with in-depth game reviews, exclusive developer interviews, and the latest MetaQuest and virtual reality news. We join our hosts, the father-son team of D. Scruffles and Stratus today, as they spend another episode breaking down and discussing the world of virtual reality.
Hey, welcome to this episode of Ruff Talk VR. Coming at you with another edition of news, which is cool because this is 2 weeks in a row. We've managed to add some variety to the interviews.
Well,
it's been busy, man.
Yeah, it sucks to not do news, but you can't say no to a good interview. So, just weigh the...
And in fairness, I said it, when we did miss those couple weeks of news, it was a couple slow weeks as well. So I guess it was appropriately fit. But I think news is one of my favorites to do, so I don't like to miss it. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely more relaxing, I'll say.
Yeah, sometimes we get a little off topic. It's pretty free flowing. And
we do what we want.
This past week has had some good news, some fun stuff to talk about, like one of our favorite games, Dungeons of Eternity. They announced a roadmap during an Ask Me Anything that they did on Reddit. I think it was during the Ask Me Anything that they announced their roadmap. But regardless, they also didn't ask me anything on Reddit, but they did announce a roadmap coming up with updates all the way through 2024.
Yeah, it's a pretty substantial. It's not a 1 or 2 sentence roadmap.
No, starting in I won't read everything for every segment, but I mean, it kicks off right in December 2023.
Around the corner.
Yeah, they say that there's going to be new monster types, additional dungeon chambers, more weapon styles and cosmetics, and surprise gifts to our community. Then there's more stuff coming in spring and summer 2024. Difficulty options, offline mode, game localizations, achievement systems, endgame features and content. Check this, dungeon assignments and challenges, and arachnophobia mode. So I got some questions about that stuff. I think we might need to get Ryan back on sometime around then for sure.
Yeah, probably after the spring.
And then there's more, more monsters, more dungeon types,
more weapons,
more traps. Then later in fall and winter 2024, there's like new quest modes, improved quest modes, social engagement content, which that has me curious too. You always laugh whenever I talk about it, but like the sit around and drink by the fire area, I wonder if that's going to be expanded on. But a whole bunch of stuff coming all through the end of this year and next year for Dungeons of Eternity.
It's a very aggressive
roadmap.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I can see them doing it. So, the studio takes their game very serious and they're not.
That was one of my favorite interviews to do, talking with Ryan Rutherford from Rutherford. That's right. I think I messed it up at the start of the actual interview too.
Mr.
So
Rutherford,
I'm just keeping things consistent. But yeah, when we talked to him, they had quite the, at least himself, it seemed like personal ambitions for the game. So it should be no surprise to see this all laid out. But it's cool to get a taste of what's going to come. At least like, hey, here's an idea of what we're working on.
Dude, there's so much coming. Then we're not even talking any like visual enhancements that they might throw in there down the road. These are just some, but it's a very well laid out concrete freaking roadmap. So,
and I'm already seeing, some people that have plowed through to level 50 somehow, they're savages. They just went through it fast and they're already craving end game content and stuff like that. So that's a very hungry community too. I think this type of, the Ask Me Anythings, laying out roadmaps, keeping consistent updates to content. I think it's going to be essential to keep that community fed because they're definitely a hungry bunch for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But
most definitely.
But great game, great studio, and really cool to see that all laid out.
Can't wait to try every one of the upgrade. They had me at new weapons, so they could have stopped right there and been like, "Hey, sometime next year we'll introduce new weapons." I'd be like, "Cool."
But then, new dungeon types.
But we knew talking to that.
Yeah, that stuff's. There should be no surprise. But
exactly.
Again, it's cool to see it all written and laid out, and hopefully that keeps the community fed until at least December, and then the real big update, I think, will kick off with endgame content and stuff like that. And then from there, it's just going to snowball. And somehow I have a feeling after that roadmap's done, there's probably going to be a new one of updates. I don't think the game's going to stop after a year.
Dungeons of Eternity 2.
Yeah, I think that that's just what they have so far. And then we also saw some cool news come out, like, this week, actually, November 29th, so really a couple days. A game that's been in alpha testing through Patreon, like if you're a PC VR player, but now it's coming to PC VR and Quest and flat screen, called Davigo, Davigo. It's a 4v1 kind of David versus Goliath type game, but it's cross reality. So what they mean by that, one player plays as a giant David, a giant Goliath, like, dude, the thing's huge, and that's the VR player. And then the other 4 players are flat screen, and they try to combat the VR player. So
yeah, it reminds me exactly like the squirrel.
Yeah, Acrons.
Yeah, it seems just like that, just different. Like if the same studio made that, I'd go, well, that makes sense. They just changed the environment, but that's what it reminds me of.
Well, this one looks a lot more violent. I mean, I saw in the trailer of the alpha build from a couple months ago, or like a year ago, you can really see them like smash around the flat screen guys and really
pulling up trees and shit and throwing it down,
really mess them up. So I'm really excited to play this. It just all really comes down to how easy is it to find a match as the VR player and the flat screen player. If I can just load in and go murk some flat screen players, let's go. But it also might be something that you kind of have to have a group ready to go for it.
That'll be tough.
Yeah, let's see.
No, a lot of questions,
but
willing to try it.
It looks well executed. I got to get my hands on it myself, but you know,
all I saw was a trailer. You know what I'm saying? It's like I got to see like actual in-game. I saw the trailer for it, but I can't trust everything on a trailer anymore.
The one we watched from a year ago was actual in-game footage.
Okay.
That was a year ago. So
it's got to look better.
Well, or worse on the Quest, but let's see. That could have been like
well, no, because it is
now
cross-platform with PC VR players too, I think, right?
That was the vibe I got, yeah.
So if it is, then they obviously had to, I'm assuming, take away a little from the PC VR player to make it.
Let's see. I got a lot of questions.
Just be wireframes everywhere.
But I'm definitely excited to.
No, it looks like fun. All jokes aside.
Yeah. Who knows? Let's see. It all comes down to how easy it is to find a match. Like I said,
I have a feeling though that as the giant, your motions are not fast; they're slow.
Oh yeah, because they got to balance it. I have a feeling it's actually probably really easy to get murked by these little guys.
So we'll see. Maybe.
A lot of questions, but only 2 days till we find out. So
Answers are coming.
Yeah, Davigo coming soon. And then on a little bit more of the unfortunate news, kind of hyped game, but I didn't really hear much from it. Stranger Things VR was supposed to come out this week, and then it came out last week that it's being delayed.
For good reason.
Release date coming soon, so they don't have an official date yet, but it's just to get, final polish and make sure it's ready to go. But if you ask me, I think really what that means is it's a loaded release schedule this next month. I don't know if I would want to drop November 30th.
No.
Assassin's Creed just came out. Asgards Wrath 2 is coming out.
First thing I went to is like I would let Asgards come and go before I released my game.
Mm-hmm.
It's just everyone who bought a Quest 3 is getting it. So hold off a month.
I don't know.
Don't release those games until like freaking February.
I don't know if it was delayed, like they're saying, for performance things to iron out bug fixes, or if it is a, hey, let's let this current release cycle calm down.
They're implying it's to make the game better and fix some shit. So, which is, if that's 100% the case, then it's still good for them.
Yeah, I would always rather a game be delayed a little bit longer than come out buggy or with performance issues just to meet a deadline.
And it's a great title, so you can't really, you don't want to have the reputation of you fucked it up.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Not when everybody knows the series so well.
Netflix licensing a VR game. It's so interesting. And I know that they're working on an Attack on Titan VR game as well. It's interesting.
Netflix getting involved in, even if it's just financial backing of things, is kind of a game changer because, I instantly think like Squid Games and.
Well, it's kind of an unknown aspect of them, but they're trying to push it more. Is Netflix actually does come with gaming with it.
Yeah.
There's like Netflix gaming, just nobody really knows about it, but it exists.
I think Amazon does too.
So maybe they're trying to push that a little bit harder, start to dabble in some publishing in VR. But hey, if it means good games for us as consumers, I'm about it. It's just interesting to see Netflix get into our territory a bit.
So many good titles.
Yeah.
Past and present that they have at their fingertips if they wanted. So,
and they have the ability to just throw money at studios for shows. And what I'm saying is they have quite the lucrative wallet to just throw at a title if they really want to get it made.
They do whatever they want to.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, if they want to make the Netflix Vision Pro XR Elite, whatever, they could.
I just read some article
compatible with only Netflix,
last week if they gave some director $30 million or something like that, and not a single episode ever got made, and like 10 million of it he's just spent on stocks and lost it all.
But in all seriousness, it's like there's a shit ton of pilots every year that they make. And it's crazy that even happens, but they got to do the full production, make the full episode. Everybody gets paid. A whole shitload of money gets spent for a group of people to be like, the people we sent it to, it wasn't funny, blah, blah, blah. We're going to hold this or it's gone forever. It's like, that's crazy. So the amount of money that goes into that.
Maybe the gaming industry is a little bit more appealing in that sense of like, hey, we can throw the money at this and it's pretty much guaranteed it's going to get made.
We have something.
Yeah.
There's no downside, especially if you're taking, shows that people are familiar with.
So I'm excited for Stranger Things VR to come out, but if it needed to get delayed, I agree. I'm definitely glad it was. And then kind of a cool one. We both saw this independently on LinkedIn of all places, and then we saw it making its rounds in the VR news probably like 12 hours later. Golf Plus teased a mini golf mixed reality mode, and it looks freaking badass. Like the way that it was, it's like you build it yourself, and there's one part where they have the ball hit like an exploding thing, and it shoots far away near the hole, and you're just doing game mechanics just to do it at that point.
Yeah, it's like it's mini golf. You don't technically have to have a whole bunch of fancy bells and whistles, but there it is,
I think it's doing it just because you can, and it looked really cool to build it yourself. You could even build the trees and the environment, so it looked really...
I'll tell you, that team at Golf Plus is working really, really hard right now.
Honestly.
Not that they haven't been, because they've constantly... Since the first time we talked to Ryan, to the second time, it's like a bullet just traveling, making moves, getting, partnered up with all these legit courses all over the freaking place now. It's not the same game at all.
Remember they were Top Golf with Pro Putt when we first?
Dude, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah, amazing.
I'm like, wow, I've never done this in VR before like this.
And it's only gotten better.
It's a totally different game.
And on the Upload VR article about this, they said that they asked Ryan Angle about it, and he said that they're working on exploring the idea of doing like a scan your room and automatically
generate the courses.
Yeah, but can't commit to actually shipping that. Maybe they can do it, maybe they can't.
But the fact you can build your own in your play space or your freaking whole room, that's dude.
But he said what they can commit to
cool.
In the Upload VR article, he said that they can commit that they're going to ship like pre-built ones that you can place in your mixed reality environment, and also the ability, as they teased in the video, to build your own. So that's pretty freaking cool. I don't know. I'm excited to play around with it. Just like you said, those developers, man,
they haven't stopped. I mean, like legit. Not just maintaining their product, but having a future for it that I'm actually wondering if at this stage in the game has far exceeded what the initial mental roadmap was, 2 years ago, to the level that it's taken on now, where they're just seem to be able to flex whatever they want to do around golf. And I'm loving the integration of because I think they did that, was it over the summer when they did the play against pros and shit? And come on, man. Pro golfer going to take time to go out there and whoop your ass in VR.
Yeah, the moment that I knew that they were taking things to the next level was the first time they got their licensed course. And then since then, like you said, it's just been snowballed.
It's just, again, from the first time we went in there to today, it is a complete different animal.
Yeah.
And we were blown away with just the little fire pit, little chill area. Like, this is cool. And then it made, I think they added, then they added some more little side games up in that area. Shit, were they one of the first ones we ever played that integrated YouTube into the?
I feel like so, yeah.
In the Top Golf area. Yeah.
I feel like they were.
Yep.
And the game's always functioned so well. It's always been like a very realistic golf simulator.
Yeah, and it looks, not knocking how it looked when we first played it, but it looked great. But it looks phenomenal now.
Mm-hmm.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
And I really believe wholeheartedly that, like, especially for your short game of like chipping and shit like that, 7-iron play, it'll improve your real life game.
I believe so.
Yep.
Absolutely. I mean, the game, that's another one that a golf attachment would be nice with. I haven't used my Walkabout mini golf one with Golf Plus, but now I'm curious. Now I think I need to.
Wonder if you can.
I don't see why you couldn't.
Right.
Because you can, select the putter distance and stuff. You would just have to calibrate it for it.
Right.
All right. I might have to go in and do
Give
that
yourself the little advantage.
Which, by the way, we haven't even referenced at all what we're wearing. We probably should get into that a bit. For anybody on YouTube, they're probably like, what the hell are these guys wearing with their polo and their...
No, not polo. Tennis. Well, racket.
It's actually racket, yes. Resolution Games.
Not even tennis.
Very nice of us. We probably should have brought the whole box up. But they sent us a nice little, gift box.
I actually have mine.
Ooh, look at that. You're actually a professional. I didn't think you did. Hyping up Racket Club, which is their next game coming out December 14th, which looks freaking badass. It's a racket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Came
Racket
with like
Club box. Ignore the fact that it's got green on it.
Oh yeah, that's actually gonna be funny. It's gonna on the video. But no, came with this nice shirt, this nice little headband for Racket Club, nice water bottle, some photos. The towel's nice too.
I can't do the headband.
Yeah, I love the headband. Look at this.
I'll play it wearing a shirt though.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. The day it comes out, I think I might have to stream it playing with it.
Full.
Yeah, if I can't the day of, I'll do it as soon as I can. But yeah, I had to get that out of the way before we get an hour into this baby and never address why
it.
Yeah, although I guess you can see the Racket Club on the shirt and also on my forehead.
Well,
so
people can't hear it. He can't hear the C words there.
And then a game that stealth dropped last week on the Quest store. Apparently, it was an existing Rift game, but I'd never heard of it until now, and it looks pretty interesting. It's called Dragonfront Rising. It's a VR card game, and it just launched on the Quest store for $19.99. Seems a little pricey for a VR card game, but I'll admit I'm curious, so I'm probably gonna hop in and get it. I can say what I want, but they've got me sold. I love these type of, like cards and tankards sold me on the potential of VR card games, and this one looks a lot of fun. They even have like a mixed reality mode on it for the Quest and the Quest Pro, and the trailer, when we were watching it, it probably took like 3 minutes to get to actual gameplay. It looked like a mobile ad before, but once it got to the gameplay, I was like, all right, I think I got to check this out. It looks pretty tight.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a handful of card games to choose from on the store, and it's a store release. It's not App Lab.
It looks polished.
So for it to make it right to the store, it's got to have something going for it.
Yeah.
And it looks, again, it's a card game. They can show me everything they want. It's like they're one of those, I think you have to play it.
Mm-hmm.
I have to know how to use these cards with the helmet. The like 30 seconds, 45 seconds of footage that you actually do see.
Yeah. Like I said, mobile ad.
Yeah. But what sucks about those mobile ads is 9 times out of 10, they're nothing like the ad they showed you. It's like they'll show you this really cool shit, and then you find out the game is like, what? Not at all. But the actual footage they showed looked interesting, looked like some crazy shit going around. We know you're going to play cards, each having, and it looked like there's a shit ton of different cards too. So I don't know. I don't know how it's played. And I figure if we can learn Catan, we should be able to handle this. But I mean, cards and tankards, there was a little learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one of the things I appreciated about the game was like you don't get put down for trying to learn it.
And it wasn't pay to win either.
No.
You could easily unlock all the cards.
So I'm hoping this is like one of those easy to learn, hard to master, good strategy.
Let's see. Only one way to find out.
And each card looked animated.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to grab it today. Some of my referral credit.
Really?
Yep. Clear out my few remaining bucks and then grab it. We just grabbed Power Wash Sim VR
If you're
too.
gonna grab it, then I'll fucking grab it.
And that's what happened. You
'Cause
grabbed
it's-
Power Wash Sim and then I had to grab it.
It is multiplayer, right?
It's got to be.
Yeah.
You got to play online,
Not
but
playing against.
I don't know if it's one. I imagine it's 1v1. I don't think that it's like 2v2 or anything like that.
That's all right because we
Well,
had fun playing against
my
each
goodness.
other and
Yeah.
Katana and Cards and Tankards.
Whole bunch of fun. So I'll grab this. We also grabbed Power Wash Sim finally, so we're gonna have to
Cades.
hop into that. Yeah, that's a different conversation though. But
Yeah.
so Dragon Fist Rising looks pretty interesting, and we'll do one more, then we'll take our little ad break. Give a little shout out to our Patreon peeps as always too. But a game that came out earlier this year from Fast Travel Games, Everslot Invasion. They just announced a new update. They call it their Resurgence update, which features a new gameplay overhaul update, which they showed a trailer of it, and it was a fun game at launch, but improvements are always nice. I didn't think it needed a gameplay overhaul, but I'll have to go jump in for sure. But then they also added a survivor mode, which usually enemies in this game come at you in waves, whereas the survivor mode takes away the waves and they're just coming at you, nonstop. So that sounds
Endless mode.
yeah. Beyond endless mode, it's nonstop mode, That's the work up a sweat mode. Sometimes I like waves in these type of games, but
Well, yeah, you readjust everything.
hell yeah.
Take a little breather.
Yeah, scratch my nose real quick,
Yeah.
Nonstop, dude. Ooh. But, if they added it, it's because people wanted it. And Fast Travel is one of those studios that they don't drop a game and then completely abandon it. Like it's a gameplay overhaul update, new game modes to an already existing game that was good. So huge props to Everslot Invasion for that new update. I don't have any comment on it until I go check it out myself, but easiest way to get me back into a game is drop a big update because now I got to go check it out, right?
Yeah. Especially when it's more than just one thing. Although I'll admit, if somebody posts an update and it's visual enhancement, I'm going to jump in and see what it is.
Hell yeah, that's another easy one to get me in. And
Even with no change to the gameplay, could have finished the game, don't want to play it anymore. But if you're telling me it's going to look better now, well, yeah, I'm going to go in there and check it out.
it's like the easiest way to get me to finish a story-based game is tell me the ending is amazing. Because, man,
Now with a brand new ending, never before seen, 30 seconds of new gameplay.
I have to finish Assassin's Creed Nexus because I've seen like 5 or 6 people that I communicate with all say the ending is great. And nobody's giving spoilers of it, thank goodness. But you can't tell me the ending's great and expect me to be able to walk away from it. Now I have to finish it. I have to know what that ending is.
I know, kind of almost wishing people were like, the ending was all right.
It was aight.
It didn't really matter if you got to it or not.
No, it just kind of abruptly ends. But you tell me the ending is like the highlight of the game.
Well, here's how I think about it.
Not the highlight of the game either, but
in the beginning of the game, there was a point where I got like goosebumps excited type of situation.
with all the characters walking
And I have
around
a
there.
total feeling that it's going to end and I'm going to get that same, just like a comedian tells a joke during the set, but he's closing or she is going to close with that based on that joke or that conversation is their closer. So I have full faith that I'm going to get that goosebump. Like, holy shit, that was a great fucking game.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to get me to not be able to put down a game. Just tell me the ending's great. And
That's my expectation anyways.
Now I gotta beat it. And man, you know how I know they did a good job because I was looking forward so much to just being Ezio, and I wasn't looking forward to being
Cassandra
or Connor. But walking around Boston might be my favorite thing.
I'll be honest. I shouldn't be actually. I'm not the game because I don't want to take away from the game. I just of all the characters, Connor's my least favorite because of the voice. The
voice acting
just doesn't. It doesn't either. It wasn't filmed in sequence. Like I don't know. There's just a couple of lines that he like says stuff, and it's like that's weird. That had like a different tone to it. Didn't seem to really.
Yeah, it feels a little
jive
out of place at times. I agree. It doesn't have the same.
And
level.
I don't want to knock the person because I think I was whining to you about it, and you were saying that that's the original
I'm pretty sure it is.
voice guy.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to shit on it at all. I'm really not. I wasn't there.
No, you're just saying of the ones that are there, that one's your least favorite. That's all.
It's like the other two. Opinion. I felt like they were legit. You know, like even some of the characters you talk to, I'm like, damn, man. Like I don't want no spoilers. Somebody in a bar you do something for, but even the way he's breathing, it's like, holy crap.
Dude's awesome.
That's an actor. That's a real actor. Your main character. You know, it just, the voice is like, it's believable. You're like, I'm him, man. That's me talking. Yeah.
Same with Cassandra. They did a great job. Yes, so I get what you mean with the kind of one. So, and it's also the way that the character talks, even in the original, it's just very dull. It's very
graphically,
monotone.
it still holds up. But I agree. Boston so far.
Boston is so much fun to just go and explore.
That's where I got wobbly legs.
I can't believe you got wobbly legs.
Well, dude, here's the thing. I don't believe I was climbing it technically in the way that you normally would.
It was the ship you were climbing, right?
Yeah. So instead of going up an easy path, I'm like, I'm going straight up.
Were you going for that leap of faith?
Yeah.
Mark?
Yep. Yeah. 100%. And I got like 3/4 of the way up and thought that was the top because there's like this little platform. And then I looked up and I'm like, huh? How the hell am I going to get up there? So when I like pulled myself up to the very top, and seeing how small of an area it is. And, you know, I looked down and saw how I was like, holy shit, this is like the highest one yet that I think I've been on. Because anytime I see something high in the game, I want to climb to the top of it and see if, even if it's not a leap of faith thing. And then, I pulled up and then kind of like got that, whoa, like I was going to fall off the edge.
Remember when that used to happen to us in Pop 1?
Climbing the tower, dude.
So imagine if you were a new VR user experiencing that, you probably would have been sweating. You probably would have been legit sweating.
I still say the climb 2. If you really want to fuck with someone for their first ever time in VR, is put them in climb 2 and don't give them the mountain, none of that shit. Give them the skyscraper. Because aside from early times of Pop 1, this last time with Assassin's Creed.
That's the only other time.
Holy shit, dude. Just something about like being on the side of a building, and then I think they got the helicopter that comes by one time, and you're like, now you know you're high in the air. When there's aircraft with dudes wearing headsets flying by, and then there's a couple of things you got to like really shimmy over to. It gave me that like, like I'm getting the fear for sure. So I'd love to see a new user first time ever. Like, oh, dude, you got to check this out. You're gonna love it. I know you like to climb things, you know.
The Climb 2 is a great game too. That is a good one.
Yeah, I actually wonder if the Climb had more success than the second one.
I feel like it probably did.
But I loved the second one more than the first one. And the first one was great, but it's still a great little franchise.
Yeah, for sure. But no, Assassin's Creed, another great one.
Diverted right off of Assassin's Creed.
Well, no.
Assassin's Creed, about climbing, you know.
Assassin's Creed was actually a diversion somehow from Everslot Invasion. So
speaking of Everslot, dude, Assassin's Creed, man.
Yeah, we got very sidetracked there. Oopsie. Yeah, no,
but that's why Assassin's Creed's a great game because I think there's some games you don't feel like you have to finish, and I'm with you on this one.
Oh, once I hear the ending's good, God. I mean, why do they got
Someone
to say that?
Finished it. Excuse me. In 10 hours?
Shoes said he finished it in 11 hours. I said, you must have an attention span of steel because, like, I get distracted so easily in that game.
Knowing what little we know about Shoes, it wouldn't surprise me if he got most of the achievements. I'm not saying he got them all, but probably picked up more than most.
That's what's extending my playtime because I hate finishing a mission and seeing that I got nothing. So I'm sitting there really exploring.
It only took once for me. And then see that.
And then I'll start walking around. I'm just messing with people, getting all the leap of faith. There's even one mission I killed somebody, and then I had to like get the hell out of Dodge because a whole bunch of people were after me. And what did I do? I just fought them for freaking 15 minutes, just for no reason. The objective was clearly run, become anonymous, and I'm like, no.
Oh yeah, no, I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Stand my ground here. And
I killed 2 throwing knives.
Throwing knives, and then as Connor, you get the arrow, the bone arrow.
And the first time I used throwing knife, I didn't know that like you can run over and because I won't give the map, but there was a situation I got myself in, and there was going to be 3 people coming at me, but they weren't going to be coming at me at once. It was going to be I'm going to take a guy out. He's going to get spotted. Then I'm going to have to, and then it's going to be like a domino effect. So I threw my throwing knife. hits him in the chest. Ugh. And then I ran over and pulled the throwing knife out. I didn't know I could reuse it. First time I ever used it, I didn't
even know you could do that.
Right?
You could reuse the throwing knife?
I never even took out my second knife off my chest. I just threw the knife, went over, took the knife and hid back around, waited for the next guy to spot the body, threw it, and then ran out, grabbed the knife, and I was spotted, but I didn't care because I want them to come follow me because I'm hiding behind a crate. And then he came around the corner and threw it and then picked my knife up and put it back on and had two again.
Wow. I didn't even know you could do that. Thank you for that little tip.
No worries, mate.
Now, can you do it with arrows too? Now I gotta find out.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Now we gotta find out. Now we gotta go shoot somebody.
But the throwing knife saving it's only effective if you can run and retrieve it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
sometimes that's all you need to do
score.
is stop the guy from being able to see you.
Mm-hmm.
And then no, that's a good one.
But they did a great job with the graphics, dude.
Yeah.
Not just the graphics, but the attention to detail to the locale they're in. You know,
really feel like I'm in Boston.
Yeah, and it looks just like that today. I'm just fucking with you. It really does. It just, there's a lot more angrier people. You want to see the friendliest in the country, that's where you go.
But so we'll take our little ad break. But like always, before we take a message from the sponsors, got to give a shout out to our Patreon supporters on our on-air shout out here.
Patreon.
Yeah. Huge thank you to Mike Morbid, Asim, Amelia, Crispy, Earth Witness, Jake, and Shoes. So thank you all for your continued monthly support. And
Thank you.
You know, we have some other Patreon tiers that don't include on-air shout-outs. Technically, one that doesn't do that do. So I shouldn't say a couple that don't. Technically, one does.
One does, the rest don't.
Yeah. Yeah. No, one doesn't. The other two do. But, you know, so we have a couple Patreon tiers. You know, you can go check that out in the link in our show notes, our episode description. Help support the show. And you can even do that directly through YouTube these days as well. We have a couple different YouTube support options, including the same Patreon tiers that we have on Patreon. It's just directly through YouTube. So don't feel like you need to do the same one twice or anything. It's literally the same thing. Just for people that don't want to leave YouTube, just do it directly through Patreon. So thank you so much to those Patreon peeps. And also thank you to the listeners that listen each and every week. You know, we say it every time we get a chance. Go join our podcast Discord server.
We have one of those.
Yeah, it's quite the place to be. It's been popping for months, but I mean, I feel like every week it gets a little bit more and more popping.
There's, you know what? Definitely weekly, you're going to stumble on a couple of conversations and you're going to learn something from them. Guaranteed. It's like, I mean, half of them, I don't say a freaking word in.
Super welcoming community too. We wave at everybody that joins. We even had one guy go.
He got a little annoyed.
Well, fuck him. You know, you can't join a Discord and get mad that people waving at you. He goes, how many wave notifications am I going to get? So I waved at him and I said, here's one more.
Oh, I was dying.
And he goes, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's basically, what the hell? I didn't know if he has just a very good sense of humor and was just playing around or, you know, but it's not our fault.
Sorry, we're so friendly.
Our community's wicked friendly. And
sorry,
if you
we
do
like
jump into Discord and your notifications are on, and hey, you know,
you're going to get some notifications.
I don't know what to say.
And it's just one time when you join, you know, people excited to see you. What can you do?
Or maybe there's a way to disable it so you don't get notifications if someone waves. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how all that works.
you can set the notification settings per server as the user in there. If you know Discord, It takes. I learn Discord a little bit more every day.
But it was nice to see more people joining. I felt kind of sad that the person was taking it like totally wrong because our community is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, super welcoming.
There's not a one I wouldn't, you know, encourage people to talk with and play with. So I, you know, kind of bummed me out a little.
Yeah,
whatever.
Well, you know, whatever what it is. You can't make them all happy. It is what it is. So. Other than that, you know, like I said, join the Patreon, join the Discord server. And for the on-air shout-outs, you don't have to do your actual name. You can give us something else like your cat or your dog, something like that. But we'll be back with you after a message from these sponsors, or the sponsor, I should say. And then we'll wrap up with some more news and also some thoughts on a great little VR co-op game that we've been playing called Rooms of Reality. So we'll be back with you in just a moment.
It's not a bird. It's not a plane. It's a ball trimmer sent from space. Our friends over at Manscaped have been working night and day to bring you a below-the-waist grooming experience like none other with the brand new Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. We're talking about a next-generation trimmer with interchangeable blade heads for whatever shave your mind can imagine. Upgrade your grooming game to the Ultrasphere this year by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code RuffTalkVR. High tech for low places. Manscaped. Every man knows how scary it can get when going for a close shave below the belt. That's why I trust Manscaped for all my sensitive areas. Inside this package, you'll find the star of the show, the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. Their 5th generation trimmer features 2 interchangeable next-gen skin-safe blade heads, a standard one for taking a little off the top, and a new foil blade to go smooth wherever your heart desires. We also have dual LED spotlights to provide contrast on multiple skin tones, 3 length setting combs, and oh, did I mention the trimmer is waterproof too? No more wet shaving down there. Count me in. Take it on the go. Manscaped has you covered. This puppy comes with a travel case and even a travel lock feature to avoid any accidental powering and weird looks in the airport. This right here is on the cutting edge of cutting pubes. Upgrade your ball trimmer and your life will follow. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code RuffTalkVR at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code RuffTalkVR at manscaped.com. I can promise you've never seen a ball trimmer look like a spaceship. Get yours today from our folks at Manscaped.
And we are back. So, in a cool piece of news,
Back in the saddle, yeah.
I haven't seen it talked about too much, but I just kind of saw the developers posted it on Instagram at the end of last week, and I went, "Whoa, that's pretty big." Green Hell VR announced that they're getting part 1 of their DLC of the Green Hell DLC that exists flat screen called Spirits of Amazonia. So part 1's coming out this week, November 30th.
Couple days away.
Yeah, right on the Quest and PSVR. My understanding is it's going to be a free update as well. I mean, that's pretty huge.
Kind of how I read it.
Yeah, that's how I understood it.
I didn't write it. They wrote it.
That's how I understood it. So that's huge.
They still need co-op.
And again, it's just part 1 of the story.
I'm going to play it, but they need co-op.
Yeah, I was a big fan of Green Hell VR, and when we reviewed it, we gave it nothing but high praise, but that's definitely was our takeaway, is that it needs co-op, and that still exists today.
It was a great port. They did really good.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'll go back into it, like you said, for this DLC, for part 1, when they drop part 2, part 3, however many parts there are, but give me co-op, please. That's the real...
Yeah, and I was good to... I mean, you can read it right on their IG if you want to see. It wasn't a huge amount of info, but it is coming.
I didn't even know that this DLC was in the works.
No, it was a great little...
By the way, this week...
I'm hoping they get kind of a push in the media. I mean, dude, it's 2 days away, and we found out when they posted it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's how they wanted it. Like, nope, this is how it's going to be on our terms.
Yeah, but I mean, it's cool that they're making
the game. But I hope people notice.
Me too, because it's a great game, and it's becoming a more of a one-to-one to the actual existing game, adding in the rest of the content that's not in the VR port.
Content-wise, yes.
Yes. There's some things that are still, you can do flat screen that you can't do on the Quest version or anything like that, but I'm sure that they're working to get it there. I mean, at case in point with this DLC, it's coming to the Quest, but just give us co-op, please. I'm grateful. I love this game, but co-op, I think I would play it every week, to be honest with you. Well,
certainly not Green Hell, but we'll call it something else kind of hell, but Grim's coming.
Yes, Grim Hell.
And then, that's gonna feed the ultimate itch for survival.
Yeah, once Grim comes out, it's gonna be hard to get me in other games for a while.
I might have to take a couple of days off. Oh, I think Reg is trying to
grab some water
here. He's like, oh, I got it rough. I can't go down. Hold on, Reg. Hold on. Oh my God, my old bonies. Oh, big stretch. Okay, that was an ordeal.
Yeah, that was it.
No, I might take a couple of days off when Grim comes out. Not going to live in it.
No,
just to be able to play it, I'll use the battery as
that's my brake indicator, if you ask me.
Yeah, then you plug it in, and for an hour and a half, you take a break and then go back in there. But I don't know to the extent what we're going to be able to do in there or not. If it's like If it's truly like building bases and shit, then I'm sorry, but done properly, you could arrange it so someone's always in there. Especially with different time zones and international. So I anxiously await Grim.
Yeah, I'm so pumped for that. That's one of my hyped sleeper ones for I don't even know when it's gonna come out, next year, the year after, whenever it comes out.
Reno it wasn't a tweet. Was it a LinkedIn message?
Or a Discord post or something like that.
Oh, it might have been Discord post from Scott.
About that they're going to show off Grim at the Upload VR showcase.
That's in December, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
we're getting
something from it.
Little taste.
Yeah.
Little taste of Grim.
I'm hyped.
Yeah.
I'm hyped.
Dude, I don't know. I got a lot of faith in it.
And then check this for unexpected news. Right at the start last week on Monday, it came out that End Dreams was purchased for $111 million from a...
That was on Monday, wasn't it?
Yeah, from a Swedish VR, or not Swedish VR, a Swedish company called AONIC. Aonic, maybe?
I don't know.
But
dude, every time we try to pronounce...
Yeah. But End Dreams just became another Swedish developer all of a sudden. These Swedish powerhouses like Fast Travel, Resolution Games.
They're not fucking around out there.
No.
Dude. Not at all. Like, if I was like real young and wanted to go see different places in the world, that's probably where I'd recommend heading if I was into tech and stuff, because it's like they got their own little Silicon Valley going on over there.
For VR?
And less competitive with each other than, I believe, the American market. So...
Austin's got a nice little scene for VR studios too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And the ones that are out there are also very helpful to other people. So
Walkabout Mini Golf, Mighty Coconut, I should say, Golf Plus.
Dude, we gotta go to Austin.
Yeah.
Austin, Massachusetts. You remember that from Tom Green road trip? They went down to Austin, but Tom Green's just an idiot. So the girl comes in and she's like, "Where'd they go?" And he's like, "Austin." And it sounds kind of like you said Boston. She's like, "Massachusetts." And he's like, "Yeah, Austin, Massachusetts." So she ends up going down to Massachusetts and beating the shit out of some dude or some shit. I don't. But
90s,
that's why I always say that.
90s comedies were peak, no doubt.
Oh yeah, dude. But it's funny is because for the most part, the movies are like, all right, 50% suck, 25% hysterical shit. That total blankets the other percent. So it ends, all of them had at least a couple of scenes that you just died, laughing. They were just hysterical. Euro trip.
I was just about to bring that one up. Remember the Eastern Europe scene?
Yeah. Remember the one where they drank the absinthe?
The little fairy comes.
Ah, dude. The movie was just so stupid, but it was funny.
Grandma's Boy was technically 2000s, right? That was a great one. That was a great one. That was a really good one.
Is that the Adam Sandler one?
No, Grandma's Boy was the video game developer one.
Oh, yeah. What was the movie where the kid was from like Beverly Hills or something, and he was like a gangster rapper or some shit. And
Malibu's Most Wanted.
Yeah. Oh my
best.
God. I've never seen a dumber, funnier movie.
Yeah. That's peak. But nonetheless.
Actually, I got a good one. The Gods Must Be Crazy. Did you ever see that?
No, but you told me about it with the Coke bottle.
Coke bottle falling out. They made a second one. People know what I'm talking about if they've seen it. It's a great movie.
But
anywho.
On other news.
Yeah, it's news.
Yeah,
good stuff to watch.
Come on, man. Classic movies.
Batteries don't last forever. Oh, hey. I finally just changed my controller battery.
Oh, wow.
In my Quest 3.
I haven't yet. I keep getting notifications.
I was down to 30%, but it would give me notifications during gameplay because it would drop to 20%.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it, I'll change it. But from the day we bought it to now to still have the bat, that's impressive.
I bet you I have it for another couple months before I need to change mine. I'm waiting until it dies.
Yeah, they're like
I'm waiting until there's no more juice.
They're like a fuel tank with the reserve on E, not on full. So you get down to 20%, you're like, I got weeks.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I just got tired of the notification that
I get it.
your right controller battery level's low.
I'm real curious how long I can milk these ones, though.
Yeah, I almost did, but
nonetheless, an existing game in development, Just Dance VR. It was going to be a Pico exclusive. They're a Ubisoft license. They just announced that they're actually now looking for a new partner instead of Pico. It was going to be Pico exclusive.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. So with, that's layoffs, sad. Rumors of
now people bailing on them,
and now they're losing Just Dance VR. I imagine looking for a new partner means going to Meta.
Well, are they losing them because they're pulling out of working with them, or are they losing them because Pico doesn't, that office is empty?
Nobody knows.
That's where I feel different depending on which way it goes.
Mm-hmm.
If they're pulling out, I feel sad for Pico because, they kind of need as much help as they can get right now. And if it's on Pico's end, then it's sad for the game because they were planning on coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how
that was
to feel.
That was going to be a pretty big title for Pico, if you ask me. Just Dance is a pretty big existing title, and now it's probably going to end up either on PlayStation or most likely Meta, if you ask me. I mean, with Assassin's Creed just coming out and it went good, like a very successful release, and this is Ubisoft, Meta would be the logical new
Pico.
partner. Poor Pico, right? That was unfortunate news, but I mean, again, with rumors of, waning VR investment and then layoffs, yeah, that's kind of just another nail in that direction, unfortunately. So, grim days.
They'll always have TikTok.
Good old ByteDance. But then another existing game on PC VR, Vertigo 2. A while ago, they announced that they were going to be coming to PlayStation VR 2. Then there was a little bit of delay, but now they're finally coming out right in December, on December 12th. And then also early in 2024, they're also going to be selling physical copies for PSVR 2. That's cool. A little old school. You even talked about missing just for gift day and stuff like that. It's cool to have the
giving
actual
someone an actual game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having the game break, and that part's not fun, but
when Atari when I got up my Atari with the games, it was obvious whenever I got an Atari game because they were always the same size and there'd be a handful of them there.
Wasn't it the worst when something looked like the case of a game?
Fuck yeah.
And it wasn't. And it was not a DVD, but might as well have been. It's not a video game. I don't care.
Isn't that some shit to get bummed for not getting a gift?
Yep.
You got a gift, but it's not what you thought it was. So you're actually bummed. So
I don't know the last time I bought a physical game, but it's cool that they're going to have physical copies.
Grand Theft Auto was my last physical game I bought. And then I bought it on Steam. And then I bought it on...
So you bought it physical
Xbox.
And digital.
Yeah.
Several times.
Oh. And I own it for the Xbox too. So I own it four times. I like the franchise.
Yeah, no, clearly. And there's rumors
Same game too, by the way.
So no, it's cool to see Vertigo 2 coming with an actual release on PlayStation VR and, physical copies too.
Well, people are buying up the vinyl. So I could see people wanting to actually.
And the game looks good. Like I said, I wish it was on the Quest, but I don't think it ever will. I've heard the developer say he's not the biggest fan of Meta in the Quest, unfortunately. For me as the consumer, though, it's hey, I get it.
I mean, you can feel that way.
But I still want to play your game,
Limit the amount of money you want to make. And that's the thing. If he's content with, I'm happy with this amount of money and I don't need more, then, it's a great move.
And then kind of a cool piece of news, VR Chat announced that they're rolling out an open beta for paid creator subs. So you're going to be able to subscribe to world creators who are going to be able to offer exclusive content, to give to people that are subscribers. What exactly? I don't know yet. I don't partake too much in VR chat culture, but it's cool to see them starting a creator economy. And they even showed off the split that they're going to be doing where it's 50% goes to the creator, 30% goes to the platform, Meta, Steam, whomever, and then 20% goes to VR chat. So they're taking a very little chunk, and the other 30% can't really do anything about that. That goes to the platform no matter what. So 50% is understandable.
Oh, and I mean, it also puts a lot of the onus on that creator to really get that word out more than the actual developers, because we're only getting 20%. You're getting 50%. You can't complain if
and they have to
aren't
take something.
or-
You know, they have hosting costs of everything, so it makes sense why they're
what's the prices and what are you getting for it, and is it worth it? You know, that's the question.
So it's just cool to see that, you know, they said it's the first step of creating a creator economy. So clearly there's more plans.
Welcome to the world of wicked famous people coming into VR chat, charging a little. I mean, why not?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that is
the
inevitable.
everyday person, unless you have a phenomenal world or some shit going on. What are you going to pay for that you can't get? Like, why can't I get that outside of this paid shit? I can't talk to people and interact, you know?
Well, yeah, like I said, I have no idea what's going to be offered.
So it might just be more famous people coming in than the average.
You have to do meet and greets in VR with somebody for $10 a month.
Concerts that they'll do only in VR.
No, that's totally potential. That's totally.
It's the only way I see it being like worth spending money on. And even then, I mean, I don't think I'm going to spend money on, you know, but if
somebody will.
Yeah, man.
Somebody will.
If you know you have numbers behind you and all you got to do is Mr. Beast.
And look, it's the start of a long-term plan, they say, so it's not going to stop here. It's just this is step one, and then let's see what else they have up their sleeves for their quote-unquote, you know, creator economy. But interesting piece of news nonetheless. But then last little thing, and then we'll get into our Rooms of Reality thoughts, which it won't be like a full review or nothing, just kind of quickly touch on a game that we've been enjoying. Been thinking maybe we do this a little bit more on Mondays, you know, talk about some games that we've been playing, maybe not do a full review on them, but, you know, there's been so many games coming out that it hits a point of, if we don't do that, then there's no discussion on it at all, and I want to talk about it, so I'd rather talk about it a little bit on a Monday instead of a full review, but better than not at all, right? So the last piece before we get into some Rooms of Reality thoughts, I just want to kind of go over some games coming out throughout December that I'm pretty hyped for. There's one, Arashi, Cradle of Sin, kicks off December on December 5th, comes right out. It looks sick. It looks really cool. You get to play as like a samurai. It looks like really good sword play, so I'm excited for that one. And then right after that, Arizona Sunshine 2 comes out.
That one, now you got my attention.
December 7th, 2 days later. So December 5th, December 7th, right off the top, that first week of December, already loaded up. And yeah, Arizona Sunshine 2, that has potential for Game of the Year even. I mean, the co-op mode in it is what really has me intrigued, but graphically, gameplay, it looks really freaking fun. So I'm hyped for that one. And then this one might actually be my sleeper of the whole bunch, believe it or not. Lego Bricktales is coming December 7th as well. Same day as Arizona Sunshine 2. But that one's going to have a mixed reality mode.
Different audience.
Totally different audience. And totally different style of game. And I'm so pumped for Bricktales. When they showed that off at, what was it, Meta Connect, I was like, oh man, that might be my highlight of this entire thing. You know, I'm so pumped for
that's going to come down to functionality. As dumb as it sounds for such a simple concept.
No,
it's got to feel like
it could be fumbled. It could be fumbled. Absolutely.
Last thing you want to do, I don't want to put something somewhere and it not be where I wanted to put it.
100%. But but
has all the potential in the world.
That's a must grab for me. So
Lego name to it.
Lego Bricktales. And how often have we said Lego in VR would make so much sense? So I'm hyped. That's December 7th.
Dude, you can build anything.
And then as we're hyping up the game wearing the attire, Racket Club comes out the next week. Yep, December 14th. I'm so hyped for that one.
Racket Club fun.
And that one has a mixed reality mode too, so I'm real curious to check that out. And then Asgards Wrath 2 the next day on December 15th, which everybody that got a Quest 3, you have Asgards Wrath 2. So that one's going to be a time sink for sure. I got to have...
I hope I like it.
I have to have Assassin's Creed VR done by then. That's my
Not you're waiting on Asgard's Wrath, because That's going to be another one of those. I mean, dude, 60 hours?
Yeah.
That's stupid amount of time.
That's going to hog up the rest of the year.
There's
honestly.
people who don't get 60 hours a year off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this game's going to suck. So you do the math as to like an hour a day. It's going to take you 2 months and an hour a day to finish that game. And that's the average rate. So it could take you 4 months, 3 months. That's a hell of a
And
claim.
that's if that's the only game that you're playing for your hour play sessions.
So it's going to come down to, do you want to play it for 60 hours? That's, again, I mean, it would suck to have 60 hours of content available, but people are like, I'm good. But I'm not expecting that at all with this. There's a lot of hype for it. Obviously, Meta's got faith in it. It's bundled with the freaking sale of they could have chosen any game I'm sure they wanted in the whole wide world. They chose this one, so we're about to see why.
No, I'm hyped for it.
What, 2 weeks away?
Yeah.
2.5 weeks?
December 15th.
Dude, I am. I don't know if I'm going to be done with Assassin's Creed.
It's time to start
Full
chipping
disclosure.
away. But
There's a lot going on right now.
Yeah, but we've been really, there's a lot of games hogging our time. Assassin's Creed VR. We've been putting some hours in Tabor.
Yeah.
Actually, our last couple runs, I mean,
they've been good.
Yeah. I don't want to
really
jinx
good.
it. I don't want to jinx it, but we're not dying as much as I feel like we should. So our survival skills are
They're
on
just
point.
some fucking animals out there.
Yeah.
When we went in the other day, I'm like, well, we're just about to get hunted.
Yeah.
I can feel it. It's the server. We're going to be hunted.
We died one time last night, but the time we died, like we went into the house on Tabor Island and, we killed 2 guys in there. I felt good about that. 2 guys that were outside, they came in looking for trouble and we got them. Woo! Celebrating victory. And then 2 other guys came in talking shit like, I'm so freaking excited to kill these guys, is what they were saying.
Yeah.
They were talking shit.
They did.
And I don't know if they were talking about killing us, if they're talking about killing the guys that ran
I think
in
they
here.
were talking about killing the people that we killed because they had some shit outside.
But they came in blood hungry. Like
But they
came
knew
in,
we were there, and they
in
never met
talking
us
shit.
before, so certainly they totally mistaken identity here. But yeah, they didn't fuck around. I got shot in the head with a 9mm. and even right now, I don't know where he was when he fucking shot me. I have no clue. Was he couldn't have been behind me, but I didn't see him in front of me. I'm like, great. But the first dudes that came in, they were treating that shit like real life shit, like calling out rooms and shit. And then they burst into the room you were in, and the guy told you to get on the ground, get on the ground, and then you fucking shot him. And then I came around a corner and shot his buddy.
Yeah, why are you going to sit there and look at me while I'm holding a gun at you? Because I messed up. I tried to throw a grenade down the stairs, and I dropped it a little close. And
exploded in your hand.
Then I'm sitting there. I'm trying to bandage myself, but then I hear them coming up. My screen's like, pulsing. I'm like, oh man, I'm so fucked. Then they walk in the room and I'm like, oh no. And they're like, get on the ground. And so I just start shooting.
Yeah.
Take one out.
That's all it took was, and I remember saying before they came into the room too, I'm like, maybe they're friendlies. And you're like, trust nobody. And I don't trust anybody.
Yeah,
I'm like,
no.
well, I know we're fighting now.
Well, do you know how pissed they must have been that they had me? They had me. There was no reason I walked out of that situation alive, which I didn't really walk out alive because I died by the next group that came in.
Yeah.
Looking
for them.
Just talking shit, dude. Like, I can't emphasize that. They were like,
oh, yeah. I can't wait to get them. I can't wait to fucking kill these guys.
I was like,
I'm like, we never even engaged in these guys. What the hell are they talking about? This is like 3 minutes after the fact. And then finally I was like, oh shit. These guys had beef with the dudes we just killed, and they think we're those dudes.
Hopefully they put it together when there's 4 bodies on the ground.
Sometimes I hate you can't jump out that back window from the upper deck.
There was a guy out there. He was shooting at us through that window.
Yeah, but then they came around the front or came in.
How do you know that other guy wasn't still out there waiting? Could have been a group of 3.
Because I'm pretty sure the one that killed me wasn't the one that killed you. I think the one that killed me was holding the hall.
2 people walked in the room.
Oh, then that's how I got killed, because
2 people.
I came around the corner and got popped in the head.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I said,
see it.
I go, you died, and you go, yeah, you're about to too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. It was, I like Look, there's quick deaths and then there's quick deaths, and that was just fucking obscene. Pop. Like, dude, you're in trouble. Because I'm like, if that's one of them and he's got a buddy, even if the guy just goes in there blasting rounds around, fuck. That was great, though.
Oh, man. Fun times.
I got tons of loot. I saw a lot of people posting after the wipe that they didn't get. They haven't been finding a lot of good loot. It's like, look, I'm finding guns. I found a great freaking rifle last night.
Mm-hmm.
Tons of ammo. Tons of the boxes of ammo. Some gadgets.
I haven't noticed less. Like, it doesn't seem like I'm finding much less, to be honest with you.
Mm-mm.
Maybe less pimped out with attachments and stuff.
When I
I'm
got
not
killed,
finding
my
those.
backpack was stuffed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, stuffed.
So was mine. I felt like I was Santa.
Granted, we vultured a couple of corpses and, fuck it. Dude, I love picking up the NPCs in this game, and I'm so happy that that's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when it went away for a little while? We were actually bummed.
Mm-hmm. Like, it was fun. You like using them as a shield, basically.
Yeah, I'll walk around holding them in front of me. I am the guy. You want to shoot me. I want to shoot me.
And how cool is it that in the new map, there's the posters for other games, a lot of Beyond Frame games, but also even then Breachers, they have a poster for.
Don't they have wands too?
Yep, wands. That's a Beyond Frames game.
Yep.
They have out of hand.
There's a whole bunch of hidden lore going on in
I saw Soul's name on the wall. Then I saw proper development.
Fish is on the wall.
So cool. The new map is great. Still at Tabor Island.
I'm going to get killed just by looking at the graffiti and shit.
Yeah.
Trying to figure, I haven't seen that one yet. Pop.
Mm-hmm.
But no.
Tabor's
they continue
so
to crush it. If, they have another studio that's just not slowing down and has no intentions on it. And if anything, are just getting bigger and pushing harder and putting out great product.
Between Tabor, Assassin's Creed, and then the game we've been playing a whole bunch, Rooms of Reality. It's a co-op VR escape room game.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the first time we played it, you're like, this game feels made for us. It even uses the meta avatars.
We both love escape rooms, and it's one we can do together. So it's even more like a real escape room because you're not. Usually when we play these, we're each doing our own shit, but we're not telling each other what we're doing. We might say like, oh, I solved something, but we don't say what or how. So this is the first time we can share the experience of trying to figure out puzzles. And some of these puzzles
it's almost like
they're hard, dude.
Yeah, it's almost like a co-op. I expect you to die.
Good for
some
them.
ways, without the dying, because you don't die if you do anything wrong. But
the game is 10 times better than their image.
I agree. You would never click on it from that, but the game is so much fun. The puzzles, there's 3 chapters.
They need to redo their image.
There's 3 kind of, I guess you could say, sagas, but each one has 3 puzzles. Different chapters in it. So there's kind of like a total of 9 missions.
That we know of. We haven't finished all 9 yet to know if that's the end of the end.
Yeah, we're on the second journey.
And are they going to add more missions?
Who knows?
But I really believe in my heart of hearts, if they changed their visual logo of what is it, just the guy and the girl with like the bright color or whatever. It's like, it's not appealing to what's going on there. And I don't have the answer, so I'm just being critical, maybe for no reason. But I think more people would be drawn to it if they knew how good it was once you're in it, to be like, oh, this visually was not what I expected. It looks a lot better than I thought it was going to. And the puzzles are all unique. I don't think we've ever solved any of the puzzles like that in any other game.
No. The game is, and there's really unique stuff. Like even without, I don't want to give too much spoilers or anything.
Think up to 4 players.
Yep.
Yes, 4 players.
But even 2, it's really fun.
I'm just saying, have a group of 4. Now you're going like like a couple's night out, and you went to the escape room.
And it utilizes cool stuff like right in the first level. It splits you up, and one person is like behind a TV monitor station, and the other
security system.
A security system, yeah. The other one's chained up, and you can see them on the camera, and it's utilizing the camera features. Really, really unique, really cool too. So, Rooms of Reality, I've been having so much fun with it.
Yeah, for a co-op experience, if because I see people post it sometimes on some of the groups
looking for co-op,
like what's a good co-op experience?
Yeah, Rooms of Reality.
My friends, and it's like this is one that you can play 4 player. That's pretty fucking unique.
There's even some team building aspects in it. If you're working in a small team, so you want to do like a team building exercise.
That's why that 4-person one for that.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I even said it. I'm like,
good luck doing that 4 people.
Like, wow.
Yeah. You got to time things right with all 4 people in some instances,
Most definitely.
So
and that could even be some of the background from the programmers having that experience in like team building.
Yeah.
Actual things that once completed, the only way to do it is to work as a team.
If I had a small team of 3 or 4, I would totally be suggesting this as a team building one. It's just fun. 9 escape rooms.
A little on a darker theme on some of them, but
on the first one, for sure.
For a team building, if everyone was cool with that.
Because the first one's asylum themed.
If they weren't cool with it, then somebody would piss and moan, I'm sure.
Yeah, the first one, it says it right on the poster. Asylum, yeah. So the first one's a little bit more
not
spooky.
that scary, but it's like I could see, again, if you're going to a corporate event with it, like, hey,
No, but don't think when I first went in and I'm looking at the security system and I see you chained up and you're like, hey, why am I tied up?
I'm a gimp.
I was like, oh, this is Saw right now, That's the vibe I got.
When you said that, though, it's funny because I'm like, if someone had the balls, because how many Saw movies are? 8? How many different contraptions and ways to die have they done? At this point, you have a fucking amazing game. And if you played it with like a group of 8, and look, there's going to be, 24 possible levels, but there'll only be 1 survivor. Mm-hmm. And then it would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Watch your meta avatar get killed off.
A new kind of battle royale.
Nah, dude, because I don't necessarily like the Saw movies, but the contraptions, I give credit. I'm like, wow, that would Saw. I wouldn't want to go that way. That looks disturbing.
No, that was the instant vibe I got with it. But the whole game's not creepy. Like I said, there's
I'm loving it.
Yeah, I'm having so much fun.
Absolutely loving it. But I love escape room games.
And to have one co-op.
What was the one we played? You're the Rats.
Yeah, Rodent People Origins.
That was the only
other co-op escape run.
Yep. And we loved it.
Yeah.
And graphically, it's not the greatest example of
this
graphics.
One has
it was just
graphics.
The potential.
This one's graphics aren't bad at all.
Yeah, I'm not complaining.
Again, it utilizes
the mechanic, and what's key? It has to work. It's a puzzle game.
It's so cool. You go and you don't need to make your character. You go in just with your existing meta avatar.
That's always cool. That's what makes that 4-player experience better, is because it's 4 people that you already know there. Nope, it's cool. I hope it gets some love or more love. And I mean, again, it's a puzzle game, so you're probably not going to go back to it and be like, let's play it again. But you want to learn about dude, for us to be stumped. This is what I was.
There was a couple spots that we got. Other spots we blew through.
Dude, we stopped playing one night and we were both like, let's just sleep on it. And then we'll come back to it tomorrow. And that's tough. We don't do that shit. And they do have a hint button.
Well, press the Y button once.
Nope. Fucking refuse.
Nope. But it exists.
I hate that it's right there because I don't want to accidentally ever press it and have something light up, or they tell you, I don't know how they even tell you. Maybe after we finish it, we can go in and actually press the hint button.
Just to see what they are and be like, oh man, that's so much of a hint.
Or if it's just the opposite and it's some fucking riddle that's just as hard as the puzzle. Like, what? That's not, but I could see it being something as blatant as, well, do this.
Or that thing on the table is pretty interesting. Something like that, But hey, no bugs either.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like you don't have that luxury in a puzzle game of having a bug.
Yeah.
It could break the puzzle, and then you can't complete and move forward.
One of the sleeper releases of the year, if you ask me, one of the best co-op games this year.
I'm having a blast. Yeah. I can't wait to finish it.
Yeah, really good creative puzzles too. So other than that, that just about wraps things up.
Maybe after we finish it, we could go in with
a third.
We'll go in with 2 other people. And we'll just watch them try to solve the puzzles. We won't say shit. Because there's only a couple of times that I know of where it'll make us all do shit. But for the most part, could just put it all on them.
So far.
That'd be fun.
Let's see about this third chapter too. But yeah, no, great game. Great job from Rooms of Reality. It's just so much fun. So if you like co-op games, you like co-op experiences, highly recommend it. It's like our dream, man. I'm telling you, co-op escape rooms.
Thank you, Resolution, for this awesome shirt.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rack. I'm gonna rack. I can't even say what I want to say. Wow. The word I wanted to use is screwed up because I'm thinking of Racket Club. That's messed up. Rock. That's the word I want. Yeah. I will rock the Racket Club. Yes, I will rock the Racket Club shirt. No, I like it. I'll probably wear it outside of just
it's dope.
Playing in VR.
I don't know if I'll wear the
headband.
I don't know if I'll wear that everywhere. If I'll wear the headband everywhere, but I'll wear the shirt. The shirt's nice for sure. I like the headband though too. It's fun. I'll play with it for sure.
It adds to the true tennis tennis aspect of it. It's just funny. The water bottle. I like the towel a lot. It's got that nice print on it.
But like always, if you've been enjoying this episode, though, I always like to say it. Subscribe, rate us 5 stars, like the video on YouTube, comment, tell your friends, all that stuff. Join the Patreon or the YouTube membership, same stuff. Join the Discord. And I think that's about it for today. Anything else you want to say before I wrap this up?
No, I think we're good.
Yeah, this was a fun one.
Talking to Amelia, she's fucking level 9 now in Hellsweeper.
Wow.
So she's the tour guide if you're new to Hellsweeper. Officially.
Just like King Canuck and Brain Spam. Have that with Tabor in our Discord.
Although I think King was saying he found it challenging after the wipe. So if he's saying that, don't get me wrong, he's probably saying that, but still killing the shit out of people. Yeah. Because I saw someone else go in with a raid with them and was like, oh my God, I don't have to do shit. Just pick up the loot. But I'm good.
So if you enjoyed the episode, subscribe, rate us 5 stars, and we'll check you out on Wednesday with a Resolution Games interview.
Adios. Woo.